Thank you, Michael. That was very profound and very interesting. I would like to begin as well to respectfully acknowledge the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation as traditional owners and custodians of the land on which we stand. We pay our respects to their elders, both past and present. And again, thank you, Michael. But first, I'd like to say hello. As Michael said, I'm Cathy Hare from UTS. I'm also a member of the advisory board of Affinity. And I'd like to introduce you to a little bit about Affinity. Many of you may know already about Affinity, but I'll just touch on some of the points. It was formed by a group of young Muslims, Australian Muslims, in 2000. The aim of which was to promote multiculturalism and foster intercultural and interfaith dialogue by building bridges between the different groups in society. And if you've been to many of the events, you would see that that would be the case. But we have a video, and we'll demonstrate this to give you an idea of how the parliamentary iftar dinner dialogue, the Parliament Friendship and Dialogue Iftar Dinner this year in 2019 in the Parliament House.
There are so many high calibre people attending here, and I'm sure a lot of you have sort of met each other and looked around the room. To begin our program, I'd like to call on Walangari Kantawara to present the acknowledgement of country.
Ramadan Mubarak. I would like to acknowledge the Aboriginal First Nations people of the Sydney area, the Eora Nation.
Learn one new thing tonight and take that away and tell someone else.
This blessed month of Ramadan is a great chance for all of us to come together in peace and harmony. Thank you for not letting hate or fear and division infiltrate New South Wales. And on behalf of the New South Wales Government, I'd just like to wish you a blessed Ramadan. Thank you.
Amit and your executive committee and your volunteers and your sponsors and the many people, you're the only one that I know that can be able to bring everyone together, and you do a fantastic job. So I'm very, very happy to be here co-hosting with Minister Sidoti.
And our final host for this evening is Amit Polat. Now, I would hazard a guess that about half of you in this room would say you're Amit's cousin.
I greet you with the Islamic greetings of Assalamu alaikum, peace be upon you. Ramadan Mubarak to all of you. I have impatiently been waiting for tonight to share my DNA results. It appears that I am from all 6 continents in the world. What a delightful Turkish delight. I'm linked to all humanity. So tonight, standing in front of you, I can proudly say, you are my only cousins, uncles, aunties.
On behalf of the Advisory Board of Affinity Intercultural Foundation, I welcome you all to this warm and inclusive friendship and dialogue iftar dinner.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
On behalf of the Consulate General of Sri Lanka in Sydney, I would like to thank Affinity Intercultural Foundation for inviting to the New South Wales Parliament Friendship and Dialogue Ramadan to start today.
على ما هداكم ولعلكم تشكرون.
The power of sport, when used to give a voice to the voiceless, strength to the downtrodden, and rights to the persecuted, is extraordinary. It can truly and evidently challenge governments, monarchies, and anything in between. Yes, I feel a part of this great country, and I feel welcomed and respected, just like Hakeem.
Hi everyone,
I would like to thank Ahmed to invite me here on the Ramadan Mubarak to everyone.
Now this is Ahmet's holding up a top which has been a jersey signed by Hakan for you, Craig, and on it the message says, "To my brother Craig, who strives to help his fellow football players at difficult times and shows an example to the football community that freedom and human values may be bigger than football."
But we owe it to the victims of these attacks to work together to find the cure. And it seems to me that a good place to start is right here in this room to help us break down walls by breaking bread together. Ramadan Mubarak.
This year, the recipients of the first award are Sean Rubenstein Dunlop, investigative reporter at the ABC, and Lucy Carter, researcher at Four Corners ABC, for their incredible work on the Four Corners episode, which was called Under the Radar. This followed the Christchurch terror attacks, which claimed the lives of 50 people.
The most important thing, I believe, it focused on building relationships with people in our region, and their relationships of mutual respect and friendship. And we discover that our lives have purpose and meaning, and its purpose is wanting and working so that others may flourish. Friends, Ramadan Kareem.
Whether that be cultural diversity, religion, gender, disability, Indigenous, income, age, geography, or socio-economic backgrounds, the media can and should play a role in stimulating positive and balanced discussion on issues related to all of these, including Ramadan, that many Australians we know partake in.
A night like this is not possible without dozens of local businesses and individuals funding many of Affinity's programs and events. Would like to thank those sponsors now and present to them some tokens.
But it doesn't matter how well we do or don't do, it is that spirit of Ramadan, a tradition of self-reflection, of gratitude, forgiveness, respect, understanding. All the speakers before me have mentioned elements of that, and this is where Ramadan is beautiful. It is that spiritual connection. And as we express our gratitude, we must never forget that the highest appreciation is not to utter words, but to live by them. And with that in mind, I'd like to thank everyone for attending this evening. It is through the shared meaning, purpose, and experience that the bonds of friendship, understanding, and unity are forged. Ramadan Mubarak. Good evening to you.
And the essence of building bridges, dialogue, education and service come through that very strongly. It was a fantastic evening. Now I'd like to introduce you to the host, the facilitator of tonight's evening, Mr. John Clary. John is well known in media and religion through in radio and television. He's also known for other work. He's been on, the radio program Sunday nights on and off for 20 years. He's been part of a program that looked at social issues, religion, discussing points of relevance on a Sunday night from 10 to 2 in the night. He's been on Compass, part of the original team on ABC. He was also funded with a fellowship to look at the future of public broadcasting with a particular focus on religion and media in the 80s by the UK. And he's written a book about the Salvation Army called Salvo in 1992, and he was awarded the Australian Religious Book of the Year for that publication. He's been involved in many interfaith promotions, and he was invited by the Catholic Church to host the interfaith event in association with a visit from Pope Benedict on World Youth Day in 2008. Now, if I move forward, today he's involved with Affinity as a member of the advisory team, but he also facilitates a quarterly public conversation for Anglican primate, Dr. Philip Freer, with leading public figures in public life. And in fact, the next one's in Melbourne with the Grattan Institute. Please join me in welcoming John Cleary to the stage.